Today, let's talk about my song, Green Fields. Green Fields is one of the songs that I've written that I feel like is just such a great example of a song that's been edited and changed and improved and collaborated with. Me and my husband drive through Idaho and Montana to get to my in-laws. We make this drive from Utah to them multiple times throughout the year. And the drive is like 14-15 hours total. And every time I end up in quite a reflective state, just imagining where I see my life going, what I want out of my life, and just imagining the possibilities. The root and meaning of the song comes from that, and looking out into a gorgeous spring, summer Montana scenery, and imagining getting out of the car and just like running through the green fields ahead of me, feeling this freedom, feeling this wide open possibility. I originally started the song in July 2024. Originally, when I wrote the melody, I slid down the neck as such. I love this song. I loved playing this song. I still love this song. But it wasn't until October of 2025 that I decided to kind of change it. I joined a monthly songwriting group where I can bring the songs to a group and they can give me feedback, as well as just be surrounded by other songwriters, which is pretty cool. I decided to present this song, Green Fields. This was the very first time I ever went to the songwriting group. The first time I had ever gotten feedback on a song from fellow songwriters. And I decided Green Fields was a song. And right before this group, I did decide to change the lyrics. Originally, the lyrics went, hint of rain, slight breeze, no mountains out there to stop me. Dusty blue fades to pink, and the day with this view, no more to do. Montana sunsets, train in the distance, green fields around me have never looked so tempting. If I ran, would you come with me? Leave it all behind me, just green fields and running. This is one of the first voice memos of me playing the song all the way through.
In a rain, side breeze, no mountains out there to stop me. Dusty blue fades to pink, and the day with this view, nothing really more to do. Montana sunsets, train in the distance, green fields around me, never look so tempting. If I ran, would you go with me? Leave it all behind me, just green fields and running.
As I was saying, October came around. I decided, let's look at the song again before I get some feedback. Let me kind of edit it. And so I did. I edited some of the lyrics. I ended up changing when it said the end the day with this view, no more to do. I said, I long for a new life passing in the rear view. And then I also just changed some of the lyrics in the chorus, saying like, could I gain the calm of these green fields and open sky possibility? Just kind of changed a couple lyrics that I felt like was better. Okay. October 2025, I go to my very first songwriting group and I present this song. And they gave me some great feedback. They first kind of told me that They don't really understand what type of story I'm telling. They also mentioned you need to show, don't tell. And they told me to really dive into the running aspect, the feeling of running through the fields, that freedom. The final piece of advice I got was one of them said that the note going into the chorus didn't stand out. A lot of times a chorus changes the note so then it stands out melodically, which I didn't understand until I went back and played around with it. Overall, I was very happy with the feedback and just some type of direction to go to edit this song that I loved so much. First things first, when I went back and reviewed my chords, while I was sliding up and down on the neck, I didn't realize that I was actually repeating a note when I finished the verse and moved into the chorus. So I wasn't actually doing a new note, although it was different on the neck. The note I was playing lower on the neck was actually also an E, which I was playing already, and it wasn't any type of variation, and I had no idea, and that I was very glad I got that feedback. I ended up changing the song's melody and chord structure slightly so that the chorus could stand out. And then came all the different lyric variations. Editing can be such a pain, especially if you love your lyrics. And I did love my Greenfields lyrics, but the feedback I got was right. It wasn't telling the story I wanted. I needed to hone in on that rooted feeling of freedom and just what I was trying to say. So I ended up doing 4 different lyric variations. And it took me about 6 months of just editing and gaining new ideas. In the end, it became something even more beautiful that I didn't expect. I had this moment, I was riding my bike to work, and I was staring at the huge, beautiful Utah mountains, which I obviously normally do. If you live in Utah, you know the mountains are this greatness to behold. And I had started doing this thing in the mornings of just expressing gratitude to these great mountains because I've had this very lingering feeling of knowing I'm not going to stay in Utah. Born and raised, I love my roots, but I just know it's not going to be forever. As bummed as I feel about that, but also just grateful for the time I have here. This moment, this time, really shifted the song and really changed the lyrics for what it is today. So, after many drafts, here's some voice memos so you can kind of hear the different lyric variations of how it changed throughout the few months.
One train away from the city, things aren't quite so loud. I long for the green field with no break in the horizon. Montana sunsets, horizon in the distance, pastel skies around me have never looked so tempting. If I...
This ended up being edit 5 that I finished on. This was the first verse and chorus. I've started praying to the mountains, thanking them for this home. I've never known any different, but our time will soon come to a close. When I'm driving through the country, I envy the rolling greens. Wonder what it'd be like to park and take off in a wild galloping toward Montana sunsets, wide open distance, Green fields around me have never looked so tempting. If I ran and left it all behind me, would you come with me? Just green fields and running. As you can see, a lot of it stayed the same, but a lot of it changed. And I felt like what I did change really told the story I wanted to tell. And again, I'm very grateful for the feedback I got, as well as some of the lyrics just took time and didn't quite come until I think I was ready for it and really knew what I wanted to say with this song. Because it was so near and dear to my heart, it was also rooted in a lot of emotion. I'm very happy with how the lyrics ended up being. So, I re-recorded. Honestly, any recording I'd done previously really didn't work out very well. Still learning the production side of things, but nothing really worked. When I recorded after the 5th edit of lyrics and the new melody chord structure, it worked out really well. I was really happy with it. I added just really gentle drums in the background, but I really kept it mostly acoustic. I went a step further. I went and got song feedback. Not only does my songwriting group meet every month for song feedback, I can also submit it for feedback from people that have a little bit more experience in songwriting. And so I submitted that and I got great feedback. They told me that I really knew the structure of song, which felt pretty good. So as of May 2026, I decided that for the monthly songwriting group, I would bring the song back and present it. So again, I presented it for the first time ever in October, which was, again, my very first group I had joined. And then I brought it back in May, where not only was I going to present it to the same crew, but they actually were doing a contest. So while I'm in like a local chapter here in my community, there's like multiple chapters throughout the United States. And every year they do a chapter contest and you submit a song. And if yours wins for that chapter, then it goes on to compete against all the other winners from all the other chapters in the United States. I had no expectations. I consider myself a beginner. And I haven't been going to this group for very long, 6 months or so. And I felt like this was, one, a song that I felt finished enough to present. And two, I did like that I had originally presented it and I had changed it and I had collaborated and I had worked really hard on it. So I decided to bring it to this group, and only one other person was competing against me. It was a really small crew. The first 20 minutes of the group, they were like, well, you guys, like, the people who run the group couldn't actually vote. And so they were going to have to send both of ours in so that they could decide in corporate or whatever who was the winner. But lo and behold, some random ass dude who'd never been before, this was his absolute first time to the group, decided to show up like 20 minutes late. And he ended up being the tiebreaker and deciding whose song was better. The other guy who I was competing with, song was very beautiful. It was really structured to be for like a choir setting, and he completely achieved that. In the end, the random ass dude that showed up, bless him, he asked, do I judge it based on production or do I judge it based on lyrics? Because if I'm judging it on production, then this other guy's song would for sure win. But if I'm judging it on lyrics, I would vote for Katie's song because she nearly made me tear up because of her lyrics. So I won. Did I win though? I'm going to take it for what it is. So we'll call that a success. Thank you to the random ass dude that showed up. Yep. We'll see if you show up into any of the other groups, my guy. But thanks for the vote. So yeah, I ended up winning. It went and got sent to wherever it's gonna get sent. I know no more as of today. I don't know how mine went compared to the United States, but honestly, I still have no expectations, and I'm going to take a win for what it is. Without further ado, I will end this video on the final production demo of what I submitted. Very proud of it, I would say. It's one of the first songs that I've finished since being back on my songwriting journey. And one that, like, not only did I finish, but, like, I just loved, felt really proud of, and was reminded of why I love songwriting. I am just grateful for the win for what it is. The artist knows the flaws more than anybody else. And that I do. I'm very proud of the changes I made to it, the improvements I made to it. And honestly, I love playing this song. I think it's beautiful. I think it tells my story in a very raw and true and vulnerable way. It can also connect to some random ass crypto dude that decided to show up for songwriting group. And if I can make him tear up, I think maybe I'm doing something right. That's pretty cool. Without further ado, please enjoy Green Fields by me, myself, and I, Katie Grass. Thanks for watching.
I've started praying to these mountains, thanking them for this home. I've never known any different, but our time will soon come to a close.